guys, good news. We are 12 days away from the Patriots season opener. 12 days from what will most likely be Cam Newton's Patriots debut in Foxborough. And look, we don't often hear Bill Belichick heap praise on anyone, let alone his own quarterback. He's more of a less is more kind of guy. But take a listen to how he described Cam this week.
He's an extremely hard worker. Nobody works harder than Cam does. He's here early, he stays late, and he works very hard. Some players like to work on things that they're good at, like if you're strong on the bench press and you just keep throwing more weight on the bench. But Cam's the type of player that, works on things that he's not as good at and really tries to improve on a daily basis. And that's something that, I really respect about him. He's got a great personality. He gets along with everybody. He's, very social and has a great, presence, whether it's in a small room of a couple people or, in a bigger group. And he's highly competitive. He's very, very competitive on the field.
Wow. Nobody works harder than Cam Newton. I love burpees, but I do burpees. I would not get praise from Bill Belichick. Brandon, what do you make of what Bill Belichick had to say about Cam?
Yeah, Jenna, well, first, I'm not surprised that Bill Belichick said this. I mean, we know Cam. Everyone knows Cam. He works hard. He has a lot of energy. I am surprised, a little bit that Bill Belichick went this far because we never hear this. I just remember those moments watching Thursday night football, Sunday night football, and watching the pregame show and hearing Bill Belichick cover the other team or talk about the other team. And he always throws this name out there. It's like once or twice a year. It's the only time you hear Bill Belichick talk about another guy. He doesn't even talk about his own team this way, right? So you'll hear Bill Belichick say, oh, that Jacob Martin and special teams, I love this kid. And he just talks glowingly about this guy. And you sit up in your chair because you're like, you never hear this from Bill Belichick. Isn't this the same Bill Belichick that didn't give appreciation and praise to the GOAT, Tom Brady? So hearing this now on Cam, it's baffling because you don't hear this. So Nick, I don't know what you made of this, but to me, this is deep.
So Brandon, just to clarify, what I think you're saying is you're not surprised that this is how Belichick feels about Cam, but you're very surprised that he shared those feelings with everybody. Right? Like, it's not surprising
100%.
to you that this is what he thinks, but it is surprising that he goes on Sirius XM NFL radio and tells everybody. And so I'm with you in lockstep, but I don't think Belichick does any of this accidentally. But as far as why he feels this way, listen, for me, how you feel about Cam Newton is kind of a litmus test for if you and I would have any chance of actually getting along in social life. Like, if you don't like Cam, I probably don't like you. Like, why would you not like Cam? The guy's a winner. He's good looking. Everyone enjoys hanging out with him. He works hard. He gives stuff to kids. All these things. Like, I've never understood the folks who are anti-Cam Newton. The one real blemish on his resume is he's had some really bad press conferences. Well, in that regard, he and Bill Belichick are damn kindred spirits. Nobody's had more bad press conferences than Bill Belichick. Nobody's been a more sour loser than Bill Belichick in the rare times he's lost. So, in a surprise to no one, Cam is an incredibly hard worker who's a winner who commands the presence of the room. So why is Belichick, though, saying this publicly? To me, this is another way for Belichick, even if within the practices you're still splitting reps or doing whatever they're going to do within the practice schedule wilds, he's letting his players know, I have blessed Cam Newton as the leader of this football team. That spot was vacant. From a player perspective, since Brady left, there was a quarterback battle. Cam got here late. But now I am not just saying, whatever I'm saying in meetings, but out publicly, I'm talking, he's one of the hardest workers. I love being around him. He works on things he's not good at. All the great things he could say. So to me, Wild, whether the Patriots will play it like this or not, Bill Belichick not only yesterday announced his starting quarterback, he announced the new leader and face of the Patriots from a player perspective.
Oh, I love it.
And it's one Cameron J. Newton.
I agree, fellow Patriots fan. You and I, two peas in a pod, talk about kindred spirits. God. You and me, buddy. I don't know if you're born in Kansas City or Groton, Connecticut. You and me. You know what? You were just like, hey, I don't know if you don't like Cam, you don't like me. Well, guess who does like Cam? You and me, buddy. Two friends. Hey, narrative change alert. Narrative change alert. Do we have a siren graphic? Narrative change alert. The narrative as it stands. Bill Belichick will make Cam a better quarterback, right? He's got 6 Super Bowls. You got the brilliant mind of Josh McDaniels. You got an offensive line, 7th best projected, Pro Football Focus. You got Hall of Famer Julian Edelman. But what if the narrative is the opposite? Dun, dun, dun. Look at this quote again, and I'm going to recontextualize it for you. Cam's the type of player that works on things that he's not as good at and really tries to improve on a daily basis, just like Jenna's burpees. That's something that I really respect about him. That's not easy for players, really any of us. Bill Belichick is talking about himself. Perhaps Cam Newton is making Bill Belichick a better coach, which means disaster for other teams. We're moving up from 11-5 to 12-4. So how is that going to play out? One, perhaps this quote is Bill Belichick says, you know what? I really need to be more emotional. I really need to give more compliments to my players. I'll start right here. And you know what? We're also not great in the red zone last year. We're 26. I'll work on that too. So not only is Belichick making Cam better, Cam is making Belichick better.
No, why would he change anything? Everything works.
Oh, because everything dynasty is always flowing, but you can never step in the same dynasty river twice. We're always changing. We're always changing.
No, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. No, Bill Belichick makes Cam Newton better, and Josh McDaniels makes Cam Newton better for this very reason, because no one prepares their players better. They have an entire book, a library, actually, on Cam Newton. They know what he does well. They know where he's flawed, and they're going to help him prepare there. But most importantly, they're going to put him in position. Like, a lot of guys go out there and say, well, we have this amazing offense. We've been running it for 20 years. We love our offense. And then there's other people out there that say, we love players. And what they do, they have this perfect synergy where they say, you know what? We love our offense. We love our players. Let's find what our guys do best. If a guy can't run routes on 3rd down from the running back position, guess what the Patriots do? They don't put him in the game. If a guy can't play cover 1, guess what they do? They don't let that guy play cover 1. If Cam Newton is not a quarterback that takes the ball from under center very well to play action, to do zone read, then they don't put him in that position. So for that very reason, Cam Newton may very well have the best year he's ever had. He's only 31. He's 31. Think about that. I know we have these injuries out there, but if he can overcome that with Josh McDaniels putting him in proper position, using his skill set, the best that any coach can,
sky's the limit.
This is going to be lights out for Cam.
So, Brandon, you're the new guy here, but I just want to let you know, every year, our guy Nick here takes great pride. He puts together these projected NFL picks for the season. He laminates them. We all sit around. We drink hot cocoa. We go over them. We break it all down. We wanted to start in the AFC East. Any gripes here with what Nick has projected out for the season?
Blasphemy.
Brandon.
Hold on. Yes, I am the new guy, so let me set the tempo right now. One thing we're not going to do on this show is crush the Jets. We're not going to do that, Nick.
They crushed themselves. They crushed themselves.
Our producer Sam is very happy.
Definitely going to do that.
Hey, Brandon, here's the thing about the Jets. We're not crushing the Jets. We're giving a fair reading of the Jets' abilities. And by the way, this was before they got rid of their best player, Jamal Adams. I might have to retweak it. 3-13. That was before. Now, Brandon, some folks have said, Nick, are you going to readjust because I also did this before the Patriots signed Cam Newton? The answer to that is no, I don't need to, because I already had that baked into it, because unlike all the Boston folks who cover the team on a daily basis and knew Cam wasn't going there, I knew he was going there because I had some inside info. Do you know what that inside info was, Brandon? That the Patriots quarterback depth chart said Stidham and Hoyer. That was the inside info. So I said, you know what? I think Cam's going to end up there. Go ahead.
Let me rearrange this a little bit for you, Nick. All right, I do like where you have the Dolphins as far as 9 and 7, but the Buffalo Bills, you can easily say that this is their year, this is their division. So I like the Buffalo Bills to go to number 1, win the division, be sitting there at 10 and 6. I hate to say this. Let's keep the Jets, and I'm bouncing around here a little bit. Let's keep the Jets right where they're at, but we're not going to disrespect them. We're going to add 2 more wins to that column. They're going to win 6 games, okay? Yes. And then let's put the Patriots at number 2, and then we'll have the Miami Dolphins coming in at
9 and
3rd.
7.
Winning the division.
You weren't here last year. Jenna can back me up on this.
Yes.
I picked the Bills last year to make the playoffs when no one else was. Bills Mafia loved me.
So
now I've got them falling back, and Bills Mafia wants to throw me through a table.
Now you have them at 8 and 8.
Schedule got tougher. Schedule got tougher.
Lucky us, we got plenty of time to discuss this. Let's head to New Orleans, where the Saints could be reeling if Alvin Kamara doesn't show up. This, my friends, is First Things